This is David Bodie, and he just hit the biggest home run of his life. He led the Cubs to a victory at one point seemed improbable, and he had to apologize for it. Yo, what's going on everybody, it's Dawson, and today we are going to be discussing baseball's old way of thinking and how it is negatively affecting the game. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we need to clarify what this old way of thinking is. I like to think of it as another way of describing some of the unwritten rules and traditionalist baseball ideas. Things like don't stare at your home runs, you're not supposed to over-celebrate homers out of respect for the game, and you hit people because they're doing too good against you. Yes, that last one is actually a thing, and it recently happened as well, so let's go ahead and start there. Wednesday night, Jose Urena pegged Braves rookie superstar Ronald Acuna Jr. on the first pitch. Now, this was clearly on purpose. You don't drill a guy with the hardest pitch you've thrown all season on the first pitch on accident. But the thing is, why would Urena do this? Well, Urena never said the specific reason that he did it, but it's not that hard to find out why. It wasn't that Ronald Acuna stared at his homer for too long, or even that he did an excessive bat flip. It was simply because Acuna was doing too good. Seriously, you think you're all that, Acuna? Hitting 8 homers in 8 games? Well, here's 97 straight at you. Does anyone else see a problem with this? Well, MLB did, and they suspended Urena a whole 6 games. Wow. This was Major League Baseball's chance to send a clear message, and they blew it. Some of you are thinking, Dawson, it's just a hit by pitch, what's the big deal? And the thing is, that is the big deal. As soon as that 97 mile per hour fastball leaves a pitcher's hand, a multitude of things could have happened. We are all lucky because if that pitch hits the wrong spot, Acuna could have been out for the rest of the season or possibly even worse. And I just want to say that Jose Urena is an idiot and should have been suspended more than 6 games. But what Major League Baseball needs to realize is this could have been a lot worse, and it will continue to happen until it's too late. It's kind of like the running over the catcher rule. There were talks about whether it should be eliminated or not, and then boom, Buster Posey, who at the time was one of the young stars of the game, goes down, and Major League Baseball finally pulls the trigger. Is this Posey's fault? No, absolutely not. He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And MLB was waiting for something like this to happen so they could finally pass the hitting the catcher rule. And right now, it's the same situation, except this time with suspensions. MLB has failed to protect its star players, and they will continue to fail unless action is taken. And if they fail to take action, the real loser is the fans. We don't watch Major League Baseball only because of our favorite teams. We watch it because of the players as well. We know that these players are the best in the world, and they get injured enough already. Just think about how much less people would watch the Angels if Ohtani and Trout both went down with an injury. And when teams do throw at other players, who do they target? They target the stars.
I'm an old school baseball fan. I like how the game was played back in the day. I don't like these sabermetrics. I don't like all these fancy launch angles. I don't play around with that stuff. I'm an old school baseball guy. It's just simple as that. I don't think enough players are really being hit or brushed off the plate enough as they should be. I know there's a lot of guys that I wish Mets pitchers would throw inside, hit, get them to step off the plate because they are way too comfortable against us. Ronald Acuna was one of those guys. He has been on an absolute tear. The dude's hitting .483 in the last 7 days. Did he deserve to get hit? Probably a little bit. I mean, in my opinion, he did. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with what Jose Urena did.
I was a pitcher, and I understand brushing someone off to make them uncomfortable at the plate. That is just a part of baseball strategy. I'm not saying we should take that away. But the ball was moving at 97 miles an hour. So either Jose Urena was trying to hurt him, or he really is that much of an idiot.
Oh my gosh.
That pitch that hit Stanton was moving at 88 miles per hour. And I know that it hit him in the face, but it still doesn't change the fact that when you throw very fast and that ball leaves your hand, it can be very dangerous. I'm sure there will be quite a few people in this video saying it would make baseball too soft and that there will be less fights and whatever. But at what cost, man? Giants rookie Derek Rodriguez just got on the DL because of an injury he got during the Giants and Dodgers fight. And yes, fight is in quotation marks, since this is what actually happened.
Hundley shoves him, Puig returns the ball.
And this was one of baseball's biggest brawls of the year. And because of 3 shoves, the Dodgers lost Yasiel Puig for a few games, and the Giants lost their star rookie for who knows how long. If you want to see some fights, there's a reason the UFC exists.
Let's just play baseball, not fight.
Andrew McCutcheon, I couldn't have said it any better myself. I'll admit, and I'm sure some players will as well, that the occasional pushing contest isn't that horrible. But again, to the people saying baseball is getting too soft ever since we eliminated the catcher rule and talking about suspensions, I'm sure a lot of those guys haven't taken 97 to the ribcage, and you'll be complaining when one of your team's players gets injured from intentional hit by pitch. And my response will be, but that's baseball, right? Alright, let's go back to the David Bote home run. You can see after this, he hits it and realizes he just won the game with a grand slam. He does a bat flip because in the moment, who wouldn't? If I hit it, I go full ALDS Jose Bautista with the bat. So Bote went on to apologize, saying, I didn't even realize I did it until I saw it on replay, and I meant no disrespect by any means. It was heat of the moment. The fact that he felt the need to say sorry for this is absolutely ridiculous. This is barely anything. And also, disrespect to who? This idea that bat flips are disrespectful comes from where? Pitchers that give up these homers and older baseball fans. Remember earlier when I briefly mentioned the Jose Bautista bat flip? Well, guess who? Sam Dyson was the pitcher that gave up that homer and went on to say this after.
I told him to, Jose needs to calm that down. Just kind of respect the game a little more.
You hear this a lot when discussing bat flips and celebrations, the you need to respect the game more argument. And my question is, why? I'm not saying that we should disrespect baseball, but my question is, why are celebrations seen as disrespectful in baseball? But in every other sport, it's seen as the normal. Think about it. In basketball, you see players and benches celebrate all the time. In football, after the rule changes, you see tons of creative team celebrations. Some of them are stupid, but most of them are kind of cool. In soccer, you see players take their shirt off and slide across the field. And in hockey, there's a lot of aggressive hugging after someone scores a goal. But in baseball, you usually get a high five. And that's boring.
That ball is absolutely crushed! The 3-1. Harper hits it high and deep into the right field corner. If it's fair, it's long gone. That one is...
Anyone see a problem with either of those homers? Me neither, but apparently Hunter Strickland did.
Whoa! History. And Bryce Harper...
A lot of pitchers will use that same Sam Dyson excuse that, he looked at it too long, or, he's being disrespectful to the game. And my response to you is just honestly grow up. They only complain about it when they get beat. That's it. You don't see any of the Cubs pitchers complain about the Bote bat flip. If you don't want to get bat flipped on, don't throw a fastball straight down the middle. It's just a celebration for success. That's it. Nobody is trying to be disrespectful to baseball. Baseball is the game that gives them millions and millions of dollars in the first place. Baseball's just a much older game with this sort of older vibe to it. That's why most of the fans you see complain about bat flips are older, and bat flips are a relatively new thing. But this whole what is disrespectful and what isn't thing would have to be dictated by the players, right? But with baseball continuing to get younger and bat flips becoming more and more of a thing, it's hard to see why bat flips aren't just accepted by everyone now. I know some of you are saying, Dawson, it's just a stupid bat flip. Why does any of this matter? Well, let me explain. The younger audience is something Major League Baseball has been targeting since they think baseball's audience is too old and they are trying to connect with the younger fans. And younger fans find bat flips and celebrating fun and exciting, and the thing is, they are. However, I do believe there is a time and a place for bat flips. You don't bat flip when you're down by 5 runs in the 8th, but moments like the David Bote home run and the Jose Bautista one made sense. You can see there's emotion behind this. David Bote was an 18th round draft pick, and he finally got his moment. And the Jose Bautista one was in a playoff elimination game, and is now one of the most memorable moments in recent baseball history. It does seem kind of silly that a somewhat simple bat flip could mean this much to the future of baseball, but it seriously does. Baseball's average audience age could seriously use some youth, and the youth connect to players more when the players show more emotion. But it still feels like there's something holding baseball back. A lot of general sports fans still have this idea that baseball is boring and it can't be very flashy, which is completely wrong. I know that some people will still get all up in arms in this video and say that bat flips are still disrespectful and baseball's getting soft and whatever, that's fine. But more bat flips and celebrations from players will help baseball in the long run, and hopefully get rid of those stupid pace of play ideas. Thank you all for watching. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, and if you're new, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you guys think about the whole bat flips thing and the whole Acuna Urena thing. Do you think Urena should have been suspended for a few more games? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And also, I'm sorry if I sound a little more sad this video, but it's because on Monday, I am starting school, but there will still be content out as much as possible. Maybe like 3 videos a week on my main channel, possibly. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for all the support recently. You know, we're on our way to 20,000 subscribers in almost less than a year, which is absolutely insane. But thanks everybody, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Yeah, I love her off. So she love me, but she cut me off. Yeah, late nights on the boulevard, hitting stains on an empty heart, yeah. I love her off. So she love me, but she cut me off. Yeah, late nights on the boulevard, hitting stains on an empty heart.